Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Amazon Ads Raw Daily. Yesterday was a bank holiday here in Germany, the Labor Day, and therefore there was no episode. And today we're gonna talk about AI. Um, I just saw a post on the Helium 10 blog today about enhanced listing builder tool. It's an AI tool which helps you to build your listing, to build your title and your bullet points and your content with AI. So basically, this is a tool connected to ChatGPT and the ChatGPT API and will help you to create your Amazon listing. And I would like to discuss a few things with you on that topic. But before we start into the discussion, let's see what the tool offers. So if you're a Helium 10 user, you know the tool is great for keyword research and for tracking your organic rankings and for looking into competitors and so on and so forth. So it's generally speaking, a great tool. And I think lots of Amazon sellers are actually making use of that tool. And they've now added another functionality where you can actually create a professional and engaging content based on the AI. So what can you do? You can basically create so the tool gives you the keywords, a keyword bank basically, and then it writes you bullet points and it writes you the title. You can always kind of see what keywords have been used in the bullet points or in the title, and you can just ask the AI to rewrite the section. And if you're happy with the section, you can just say, okay, use this section. And then once you've done that for all the different bullet points, you'll have your content ready. So you can edit or remove title keywords. You can specify product characteristics. You can even select the tone for different categories. Obviously, adding brand names in the title. You can also exclude something. If you think it's not relevant for you, then just simply exclude it and it's not going to be appearing. Obviously, also able to see historic AI generated content. So if you say rewrite this for me, then you will see it, what it has been done in the past. So eventually when we go back, you will also see search volume, related products, and this kind of stuff. And some sort of evaluation of the strength of your listing quality score. So all of this combined together sounds very perfect, and it basically pulls a lot of work from the shoulders of Amazon sellers. As we all know, so the main listing image is super important. The price, the reviews are super important, but for SEO purposes, the title and the bullet points and the content is also very important. So you should invest a lot of time into these content pieces and make sure that they're very good. And this is a very helpful tool if you just started with that product. It gives you kind of a very, very good head start into an almost perfect product listing. Obviously, it's not perfect, and I would always suggest people to not just purely rely on the automated content, but to basically check the content, to use it as a base, and then eventually add a few nuances or go through it once more, and so on and so forth. But yeah, it will basically, the more people will use it, and now we're going a little bit into the discussion, the more people using AI, the better eventually their listings will be, because I believe a machine will be much more able to produce content which is read by a machine. So Amazon SEO, it's a big algorithm, it's a machine reading your stuff and kind of turning content and signals into a relevancy factor for the customer. And all of this is best created from another machine which knows the ins and outs of the algorithm the best. I wouldn't argue that ChatGPT is the best machine for that. That's definitely not the case, but it's a good start, and I believe People at Helium have done a good job here, and I don't want to make any advertising for that tool and for that thing. There's probably 10 other tools you can use ChatGPT without the Helium 10 and just ask him to create some bullet points based on keywords you're giving him and so on and so forth. So there's other ways how you could do it. I think the point I want to make here is AI is moving very fast and it enables us to do lots of things. We can come up with headlines for our sponsored brand ads and so on and so forth. There's already some first steps into creating videos based on prompts with Midjourney or other image generating tools. We are able to create pictures. So in the not so distant future, we will be able to create all the content necessary to sell products basically with AI, images, text, videos, name it. There's lots of stuff you can do there. You should start working with these tools to make sure you're staying ahead of the game. But there's also some, let's say, some limitations, I think, or some limitations. These tools, they are based on historic training data. So ChatGPT, for example, is based on inputs which are not very recent, so they are all very old. And I believe best-in-class listing and best-in-class content is based on most recent data. And this would require a tool to be connected to data sources which have up-to-date, almost live data. So, for example, search query performance data, search term report data from your ads, and other important pieces and KPIs, which informs the tool of the most recent trends and eventually changes going on. So, for example, I believe the best advertisers in the world, they are not just creating a listing once and then set to forget, but they create the listing over and over again based on dynamic change of customer behavior. So they would look into their search term reports, into their search query performance reports, and they would see what is currently very relevant to that product I'm selling. And then they would update constantly their listing, backend keywords, their bullet points, and the title, and they would play around and they would figure out what is actually working. And this can be done with AI as well, or AI supported, but that's not what the tool currently is offering. So it's basically just doing the most basic thing, I would say, creating the copy, creating the content based on your keywords or based on relevant keywords. But the holy grail of content is a more dynamic one, which is adapting to the environment and looking into changes of customer behavior, obviously, and then being always up to date. That's something I wanted to talk with you today. I hope this sparked some discussions, some ideas. Happy to hear feedback on the episode, and thank you all much for listening, and hear you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.